And did you see this over the weekend? Take a look. These were the skies over Western Australia. So you probably didn't see it unless you saw it online. But glowing bright red. Don't worry. There's a scientific reason for the glow. When the sun sits low on the horizon, it naturally casts red and orange tones. It looks really scary though, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, it's like doomsday there. The colors intensified even more thanks to dust from a cyclone brewing off the coast. So while it looks dramatic, it's just, some good old-fashioned sunlight mixing with particles in the atmosphere. And did you see this over the weekend?
This is Oregon of their Australia. It's during of their sandstorm or what? Red sandstorm called Australian red skies. These red skies is nothing for the severe typhoon enduring was still engagements will following on their weather updates then subordinated to Australian if the issue around of the March 9, 2026. According to the vivid red skies in Western Australia in March 2026 were caused by tropical cyclone Narelle, whipping up immense amounts of iron-rich and arid soil into the atmosphere. This dust filters sunlight, scattering longer radial wavelengths while blocking blue light, creating a acapella prism, who similar to Marian conditions. Cyclone Narelle. High winds for the Category 4 cyclone act as a vacuum for lifting dust, according to RTE News. Iron-rich soil, the arid regions of Western Australia, contains high levels of iron oxide hematite, which gives the dust its intense red color displayed by the conversation. Maya scattering. Unlike normal railhide scattering, larger dust particles scatter red light more efficiently, especially in the presence of dense high altitude clouds that reduce with white sunlight atmospheric conditions. A very exposed landscape with the lack of previous rain combined with strong winds for a specific direction filled with the phenomenon, according to conversation. Instead, this is the cause of cyclones, their tropical cyclone Narelle. It is a part for the red cloud. So this way, if the chances part of their winds like a red like a peril or what, there's a side of the tropical cyclone alone. This is a filtered in sunlight. This is a lots of March 2026. It most their Philippines, not during wearing of red Australian skies. This is the back to the first abnormally red to the Australias, but this kind of nothing could reduce and accordingly to this is a weather than imagery they're scientific. The sites were should the NASA technology or this nothing will be their skies is the red of the formulation. The ham is the its impact or last day's duration. The airy red daylight lasts for several hours in towns like Denham before being washed away by the cyclone's heavy rains, which cleared the dust from the atmosphere within 30 minutes. Visibility. Residents describe the air as crunchy and gritty, with the dust getting into eyes and mouth as it blanketed the landscape in a crimson haze. Historical context. While dust storms are common in arid regions, this sheer intensity and different color of this event made it a rare occurrence, drawing comparisons to scenes from Mars of science fiction movies. This is a part also of their meteors when their science is it's a part of the conversation. Red sky is it's blowing then blood red. There's a Australian sky turns blood red. Their Shark Bay and Parira, according of their Australians, were the blood of the ethering. The science, well, nothing filters is getting video shocking on this stage. And getting either bad news or the good news. So those are something for the particles of blood red cyclones. In Philippines, not deserve it into the red skies in Australia. Those are not completary of the NASA science. Those not completed to our expectations. This video will complete completions will nearly up there. Red skies is Australia during blood red. And the typhoon is a typhoon. They're not used back as into the typhoon red. This is a lot of everything. It's not part Philippines of the red skies. It's the red deserts then have many particles of Australia's then it itself this mystic. According ecosystems, well, they're following of the undevelopment of their ecosystems. It's turned if nothing for the red skies of Australia. They something of their we're looking at the site of the Australia previous something for encouragements their following of their videos they shock away their has the sick of their people will encourages this not of the American or Australia. This not part of American red skies. It's Australia only. If the effects of their sky desert is Australia will below their fever back. It is something for the geology and then homogeneous than called than anyone's. There's a call of Pacific. There's a dangerous and inguidedly. For the whole thing, suddenly a familiar sticks of typhoon after during blood red dust. There's a sand desert or the red desert. This disturbance will follow of destructive. They could nearly of the people that severally red blood or red deserts of the GMA the drawing of the currently to the GMA 24 as is seeing there. They're the dust. It's the dust of their desert. Well, their red is turning. If after well, it was a fearless, then out of taken this part of their geological where it describing just followed their reliables. Between us, their community is the nothing to help and seeing the testing therefore of families they did not expectations of typhoon or thing that's a red Australia skies are crossing for the cloud and it's then is it the dust will to looking at the first the street the dusting for darkness and red for the blood thing it occurs this condition. So you're on originals. I thought of the bathroom. Gonna sorry. It is the red cloud of Australia. There's blood of very consolation, but don't holding for Australias. These Australias then ever then first line of their blood of the can be clear of cloud this nothing will be accepted or the cloud will not on nothing on the people they're shocking on Australia's visit YouTube Facebook TikTok so you're originals. I am Aaron Cantos. Thank you for watching. You're here on today's sequence. Don't forget to subscribe mo sa kalibutan. I-click sa 30 Aaron Cantos o ibaba. Dagan salamat o imong kalibutan.